So I think we have now 42 attendees. We can start. So welcome everyone to this webinar in which we can get to know each other a little bit, to know what is Egypt Scholars, how it can help your career, and what exactly do we do and why do we do what we are doing, and what is our vision for Egypt and the Arab world and the whole world. I will continue in the meeting by explaining everything that Egypt Scholars is doing and all the teams that are inside the organization. And then I will have another presentation to coach you a little bit about the skills necessary to be successful, not only in research, but also in life and in work and in industry, in every job that you will get. I will not be able to go into details into each skill, but we can organize future meetings like today, next month, in the topic that you will choose to coach you in it. After these two presentations, there will be a question and answer session. But however, if you have a very important question, don't wait until the end of the meeting. If you have a question, just please raise your hand, and I will ask you, please, Tawfiq and Muhammad Zohr al-Islam, to let me know if someone raised their hand, because while I'm presenting on full screen mode, I cannot see if someone raised their hand. So now I will leave the floor to Muhammad Zohr al-Islam, and please go ahead.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank and welcome all the participants for joining us tonight. I am Muhammad Zohr Islam, a PhD candidate at University Putra, Malaysia, will be the moderator for this evening. This webinar, entitled How to Develop Your Career in Research and Introductions to Research Skills, is jointly organized by the General Union of Palestinian Students at University Putra, Malaysia, the Egyptian Students Association at University Putra, Malaysia, and Egypt Scholars. Ladies and gentlemen, this webinar have two segments. At the end of each section, there will be a Q&A session. If you have any questions regarding the presented topic, you can post your questions in the chat box. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our key resource person. Dr. Mahmoud Rabi is working for Egypt Scholars as the Public Relations Team Leader. Dr. Mahmoud has completed his bachelor's in metallurgical engineering from Cairo University in 2003. He also obtained his master's in material science from 4 different universities called the University of Augsburg, University the Rennes I, Technical University of Munich, and Ludwig Maximilians Universität München. Dr. Mahmoud obtained his PhD in Advanced Chemistry and Material Science in 2013 from Universidad Complutense de Madrid. He also holds an MBA from Solvay Brussels Schools, Belgium. Dr. Mahmoud is a professional materials technologist with 19 years experience in research, technology, and innovation management gained in 7 countries, namely Germany, France, Belgium, Spain, Italy, Taiwan, and Egypt. Studying, living, and working in different countries have significantly helped his communications with different amazing cultures. So let's welcome Dr. Mahmoud Rabi on the stage. Doctor, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Brother Muhammad. That's a very nice welcoming message. I really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. So let's do it. Let's see what is Egypt Scholars. Who are Egypt Scholars? So I will go to continue speaking about Egypt Scholars. What's our vision, mission, the principles, what are the services that we give, and what are the teams that constitute our institution. I just would like to tell you that our institution is totally built on volunteerism. That means that I and all my colleagues, we are not employees, we are volunteers. We believe in the vision of Egypt Scholars and we volunteer in order to help and also in the same time get help. Because when you are a volunteer, sometimes you get a position that you can only practice if you join a volunteer position. Like, for example, I'm a scientist and I'm a manager, but now I'm working in public relations. I chose to work in public relations because I like to communicate with people. I like to represent a brand. I like to cooperate with others. So I thought that public relations is the best for me. However, I never ever worked before Egypt Scholars in the public relations field. So I help them, and in the same time, I get help by practicing things that I believe in and things that I enjoy doing. So, about Egypt Scholar, it's a non-profit organization. So it means that if we give you a service, we are not expecting you to pay for it. We depend mainly on fundraising and on other activities that are not connected to our customers. Our customers are graduate students mainly, sometimes undergraduate students, and sometimes those that graduated that would like to go to abroad, to study abroad or to work abroad. So we help these people to help them in their career. So we are built on volunteerism. So everyone in the organization is a volunteer. And we try to make a connection between industry and academia. So we don't only help researchers, but we also help the researchers that would like to be entrepreneurs, to start their business, to change and transfer their discoveries into a startup or a spin-off from the university. So our vision that we would like to make Egypt as a center for excellence, a center for excellence in which everyone can meet, everyone can cooperate, everyone can collaborate and educate and get education in the same time. So it's a center that help everyone and cooperate with everyone. So we believe in the potential of the youth because we believe that all best ideas can emerge from the young people. So that's why we concentrate on them. Our mission is to help research and in the same time industry. So we collaborate between research and industry in order to help the graduate students to develop their careers either in research or industrial fields. Our principles that we are independent, we don't depend on any other organization. We are actually registered in the United States of America by Egyptian scientists, but we all work remotely from all over the world. So we have volunteers from Egypt, from Dubai, from Syria, from Britain, from all over the world. So we all work remotely online. So that's why we are diverse. And we are actually trying soon to be also registered in Egypt. So I will let you know if we get this news. We are very collaborative and we are very professional. So we have a pool of very professional scientists and entrepreneurs and engineers working in academia, in industry, in business, in very different fields. So our slogan that every mind makes a difference. So you make a difference if you join us. You make a difference if you get help from us and become a successful researcher. So I will speak now about the different teams and each team provide a certain service. The first team we call Dar. Dar in the Arabic language is like the house or the home for people to gather inside. So in this team, we make live webinars We make live webinars with famous scientists, with famous topics, with certain topics, like in biotechnology, in nanotechnology, in pharmaceutical science, in medicine, different topics that we invite an interview from a certain field, and we announce it on the social media and on the website of Egypt Scholars. So it's, if you're following the news of Egypt Scholar, like on LinkedIn or on Facebook, you will always get announcements for the next live webinar. All live webinars are also saved in the YouTube channel that I will speak about afterwards. We have also a very strong team that is very entrepreneurial. We change, we transfer technology into a product that enters the market. And in this team, we focus on visually impaired people. So the team ممكن, or in English, possible, because we believe everything is possible, especially if you invest time and effort and help those that need help. So in this team, we produce many products for visually impaired people. Like for example, the braille reading, the stick, the white stick, and we try to um, give it to those people that needs it for free. So of course it's funded by our fundraisers and also our sponsors. And I will speak about our partners at the end of the meeting. So if you know someone that needs help, that is having a high potential to be part of the society, we help those people to reach their dreams, even if they cannot see the way we help them to see it. And the next one is very interesting for you, the labs. In the lab, we make interactive training in which you attend a certain course, you get trained in a certain course, you interact with the trainer, you ask questions, like in this meeting. You can ask questions, you can participate, but then you have to be committed until the end of the lab or the end of the course. We have published 5 papers, and we had 8 advanced labs. The most successful one was in biotechnology. We had a very specialized course in biotechnology, and the attendees were a very big audience. And then this team has many ways that can help you, and it's called خطوات, or steps. And this team is responsible of helping you to reach the opportunity you're planning for after you get your bachelor degree. So after you get your bachelor degree, you're lost in finding the right university, finding the right scholarship, applying, getting courses for TOEFL or IELTS. So we help you first to apply for these opportunities correctly. So we revise all your paper, we tell you where to apply, we give you many opportunities in Europe and in the US and in the rest of the world. We also revise your resume, your CV, and revise your application. We answer lots of questions from researchers that are applying and are lost in the process. This process is very important, and it needs lots of mentoring in order to get the right advice. In this matter, Egypt Scholar is your best friend. So the next team is more important to Egypt Scholars itself, because it's the fundraising team that was made last year in order to help us to reach financial aid and make financial campaigns to raise funding for our activities. We had many achievements in the previous team. But this team is a financial aid for the student, for the graduate. If you cannot afford a TOEFL or a IELTS exam, we help you to get at least 50% discount of the costs of this test. This test is very important because every time you apply for a scholarship or for a master course or a PhD course, you will be asked to prove that your English is very good. I will not say that I was graduated from a language school or from a very specific education that helped me to improve my English. I will tell you that until I entered the university in Egypt, my English was very bad, very bad. But during my studies as an undergraduate student, I took all the language courses from the beginning until the end at one of the private universities in Egypt. And after I finished all the language courses, I took conversation courses. And after I finished the conversation courses, I took the TOEFL courses. You can imagine how much you can pay for such amount of courses. But believe me, this is the best investment I had in my life, to invest in your knowledge. I also, during studying English, I was at the same time studying German at one of the private institutes for teaching German in Egypt and the whole world. So after I finished my undergraduate studies, I had strong English skills and strong German skills, and I was ready to the market. Please use your time to improve your language, at least by listening to the BBC or the CNN to get used to listening to fast English. Anyone has a question? Okay, so the next team is the library. The library is, it's represented in its name. We make lots of editing and lots of publishing. We publish books. We put all the data, all the written data of Egypt scholars. So if you want to get to know what happened in the past, you either look at the YouTube channel or you look at the library. The library is for everything that is written, and the YouTube channel for everything that is visual. So that's the library. We have 155 articles in different topics, in different fields. Not all the topics are scientific. Some of the topics are about how to help yourself to improve your career. The YouTube channel, of course, is divided into many subjects. I will speak about this later. And unfortunately, most of the topics are in Arabic. But if you find a YouTube video in our channel that the title is in English, so logically the video language will be in English. So about, like, I would say 20 or 15% of the videos are in English, the rest are in Arabic. But you can search for it, and I will try to give you later some topics and some list of the videos that are in English. We are also working on making Egypt Scholars application, is Egypt Scholar app on your mobile phone. So on your mobile phone, you can get announcement for any new video. You can see the categories of each topic that you would like to follow on YouTube or other activities. You can interact, you can ask questions, and you can connect to the social media. Mentioning the social media, it's very important to announce our activities. So we are very active on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So we have uh, 2 million followers on Facebook, for example. And um, no, not followers, 2 million Facebook page reach. Those that visited our channel, we have 391,000 followers on Facebook. On LinkedIn, we have 15,000. On Twitter, we have almost 2,000. Telegram also, we have some subscribers there. Uh, Mentoring is very important. التوجيه. Guidance through your journey as a scientist is very important. I read once a book that said, in order to be a successful scientist, go find a mentor. So we have a list database of 255 mentors in different topics that they are volunteering to help people that are asking questions about their career or about their topic. Please don't hesitate to ask for help when you need help, to ask for advice when you need some guidance to reach your goals. Through all this journey, either you're still in your country or you already travel to another country to start new studies, mental health is very important. They say that if your body is healthy, your mind is healthy. The opposite also is correct. If your mind is healthy, your body will also be healthy. So you have to be psychologically balanced. You have to find people when you are depressed or when you are in a problem that you can talk to. Egypt scholars give this opportunity through 4 clubhouse sessions. You can join these clubhouses, speak about your problems, and ask for help. Do not hesitate to ask for help. It's very important, especially when you are alone in a foreign country or when you cannot reach a certain friend to tell him or to tell her about your problems. We are ready to hear. The clubhouse that I spoke about, we organize also other 14 clubhouse sessions with successful scientists to speak about their success stories. You will find many sessions on Clubhouse that we invite successful researchers or entrepreneurs or engineers working in the biggest companies in the world that they were just like you and they're telling us how did they succeed and giving us tips how to follow the same way like them. The website of Egypt Scholar is also helpful. Visit it anytime. You will find a comprehensive details about everything we do in the in all our searches. It's simply www.egyptscholars.org, not .com, .org, because we are an organization that is non-profit. If we were .com, that means that we are a profit organization. No, we are .org. So our team, we have 21 teams. I will not tell you all the 21 team that we have. For example, I am in the team that is responsible for the public relations. It's not mentioned here in the presentation. And we have almost 200 volunteers from different nationalities. So we believe that with volunteerism, we can touch people, we can touch their life, and we can make a difference because every mind makes a difference. We also believe in partnership, like now we're partnering with the student unions, the Palestinian and the Egyptian one at Porta University in Malaysia. And by this partnership, we reach more people, we help more people, or we have a win-win situation that both partners can contribute to the better good for the audience. So this is all what I wanted to say about Egypt Scholars. Thank you very much. Before I go to the next presentation, anyone has a question or a suggestion or a comment? Mohammed, what do you think? Mohammed Zohri Islam.
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Thanks for uh, the introduction of what Egypt Scholars stand for. But I'm a bit curious from what you've said so far, I want to ask, your target audience, is it just the those from the Arabic circuit, or it is open for anybody that wants help in this in this very area, or in all of these areas you've mentioned?
It's Emmanuel, right?
Yes, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, help is the right for everyone. We started by Egypt, and now we are helping Arab world, and now we are reaching to Malaysia. And I think you're nearer to Egypt than Malaysia, don't you?
Yeah.
So we are happy to help you. So if you would like us to help you, please contact us. And we have people that speaks all languages. So if you speak French better and you want to apply for something in French, we have also people that speak French and can revise your papers in French.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Can I ask one question?
Please.
Uh, I saw one slide. It said that it gave some mentoring service.
Yes.
So this mentoring service is for all students or researcher, or only for specific countries or places?
No, no. Mentoring is for a specific topic. So you have to define the topic. Where is
I
mentoring?
mean, the topic may be specific, but say for example, I am from Malaysia, so can I take this opportunity,
Yes,
or
of course.
someone from
Of
other
course.
countries like India or Sri Lanka or somewhere else, so they also can take this opportunity, or just
Of
restricted to some specific
course. Of course.
countries?
Of course. Can take this opportunity. You, all you need to do is find field that you like to get mentored. For I will just ask you to switch off the mic. Yes. So you define the field that you would like to get mentorship in, and you say, for example, I need mentoring in chemistry, or in physics, or in pharmacy, pharmaceutical science. And then you define your question. What are the questions that I need mentoring with? And then we will use this to match you with one of the mentors in our database. So we just need this information. We don't need your nationality. We don't need your language. We don't need anything except what do you want us to help you with. That's all you need.
There's great opportunity for all of us.
Yes, indeed. I wish when I was a young student I had this opportunity. And mentoring is really helpful because by not doing the same mistakes I did, you will save lots of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, any other question?
I think that's all for now.
Yes. Okay. So let's move to the next slides. So the next slides are very basic. Don't expect that I will give you a training in each topic of each slide because this requires hundreds of hours. But we can start just by showing you the door. So let's see. Just an introduction to research skills. What makes a great researcher great? If you think about all the scientists from the past, from the time of the Arab scientists or the Indian scientists or the Persian scientists in the beginning of the world, they all had some common skills in between. The most important skill that helped them is curiosity. And with lots of curiosity, with lots of work, and with cooperation with others, because you cannot make science alone, then you can succeed. Let's see what are the most important skills for you to be successful, not only in science, but also in life and in any work. Just to start, to give you an idea about some of the courses that we have videos of it on the YouTube channel, we have courses about fundamentals of scientific research. This is very technical, giving you technical information, excuse me, giving you technical information about what you need technically to be to make scientific research. And then what do you need to write a good paper or a good publication or a good report? So we train you in technical writing. And then lately we made IELTS and TOEFL preparation courses. So with a scholarship. So through us you can get training to speak better English and to get better score. And by getting a better score you get better opportunity for a better university you apply for. And finally, how to read a scientific paper. Reading sometimes needs some skills in order to understand a scientific paper and define the most important topics in a scientific paper. And believe me, the more you read, the better you will write when it comes to writing a scientific paper. If you are an undergraduate, don't say, oh, writing a paper, I'm just a student, I will not write a paper now. No, use the time now to get trained. Do you remember the story that I told you that during my undergraduate, I was being trained on English and German together? And when I needed English, I was ready after I graduated. So now get trained how to write a good report, how to write a good paper. So when you graduate and you start your master or PhD, you are ready. You are not going to start from scratch to learn how to write a scientific paper. So that's a very important skill that you need to learn. So let's speak now about what skills you need to be successful. Believe me, in every aspect of life, if you are a researcher, if you are working in a grocery shop, if you are a husband or a son or a friend to someone, the best skill you can learn and get trained on is solving conflicts. Because life is filled with conflicts. You will have disagreement with your supervisor. You will have disagreements with your co-workers. Disagreements happen. The most important thing is how we solve disagreements, how we solve conflicts. So there are different ways of solving conflict. The worst ever is avoiding. So you have a conflict and you just avoid it and you don't speak about it and you just let the elephant gets bigger and bigger in the background. You're sitting in a room with someone that you have conflict with and you don't speak about, and both of you knows that there is a conflict and both of you refuse to work together. It's like you're sitting in a small room with someone and there is a big elephant in the room and no one of you is speaking about the big elephant. You have to speak about the big elephant. Do not avoid the conflict. So the most important about conflict management and conflict handling is communication. To communicate first that there is a problem and to see the points of view. Maybe when you know the points of view of everyone, you will discover that there is no conflict at all. Either you choose to be the winner and the other is the loser, or you choose that both of you are winners, so it's a win-win situation. It depends on you. So the best conflict management is the compromise, that you do not do what you want to do and the other one doesn't do what he or she want to do, but you combine together somewhere in the middle to do a compromise that both of you are winning and none of you is losing. That's the best way of conflict management. This requires lots of training and communication skills. So now we come to the next most important skill, communication. The best in communication is to listen. Listen carefully and watch carefully and communicate clearly. I cannot tell you a message that can be understood in two different ways or tell you a message that is not complete and something is missing. You have to communicate everything clearly, either verbally when you're speaking with someone, so everything is clear, or written So when you send a memo to a colleague or to a coworker or to your supervisor, or send an email, you can write a communication message, write a message that is clear and no one can understand it in a different way. So communication skills is very important, and part of the communication is presenting skills. So how to present yourself and how to present your work. You could be the best mind ever in research, but you cannot present your work. And someone else is the horrible researcher, but can make a big show. The one that can make a big show will be better than you and will be evaluated better than you, because the way we present things is very important. I give the students always the simplest thing. If you want to tell a woman that you love her, the word is the same, I love you. But the way that you say the word makes the whole difference. If you want to propose to a woman to get married, the way of proposing makes the difference, not the word that I propose to you or can you marry me. So the way you present yourself is very important. And presenting yourself, as I said, can be in two ways. Either like right now, I'm presenting verbally in an interview or in a presentation, or I'm presenting in a written text. So the way you present your ideas in the written text now will bring us to the technical writing skills. So you have the best thing about communication is to know your audience. You have to know your audience and adjust the message to the audience. So for example, I cannot speak with you right now in German because my audience now speaks English. So I have to speak the same language. I cannot say lots of scientific terms from material science or from physics or chemistry because many of you, for example, didn't study physics or chemistry. Maybe someone studied from medicine or something. I cannot speak about medicine because I don't know the terms in medicine, and I will not understand the jargon in medical terms. So you have to know your audience and adjust your message to the audience. And if you are in a meeting or in a live physical presentation, you have to look into the eyes of the audience. But please don't look into the eyes of one person in the audience. Otherwise, you will get paranoid. Why this guy is looking to me all the time? You have to look to everyone in the room equally and give them the feeling that you are interested in looking to everyone, the one sitting in the front and the one sitting at the total end. So now technical writing is very important. The more you write, the better you write. So the best way of technical writing is to learn by mistake, by trial and mistake and error, trial and error. So you write and you give what you wrote to some professionals, so they correct what you wrote. And please, when they correct you, ask them why this is wrong. You have to know always why you're wrong in order to avoid the wrong thing in the future. Negotiation is very important. In the beginning of your career, you will tend to accept any offer that you get. For example, I tell you, I will give you a position as a PhD student and I will give you 1,000 euro per month. And for example, you're living in Egypt and 1,000 euro is almost 20,000 Egyptian pound. That's a very good amount of money. But you are going to spend them in Europe and not in Egypt. So you have to think, oh my God, I will spend about 800 euros, 850 at least to live normally in Germany, for example. So you will have only 250 euros that you will have to spend on other things like your ticket if you want to go to Egypt or to your country, your flight ticket, or some leisure going to the cinema or so on. If I tell you I'm going to give you 500 euro per month and you think, wow, that's nice thing, and you tell you, yes, I will give you this in Germany, you will tell them no, because the cost of only accommodation will be more than 500 euros. I still have to pay for many other things, for medical care, for food, for entertainment, for many things. So usually at the beginning of your career, you will accept everything, but then you will learn that negotiation is king. Never accept the first offer, and you have to learn how to negotiate and the negotiation approaches that you need to take. And this takes lots of time to get trained on. The next thing is argumentation. If you are negotiating something and you tell you, no, that's not logical, then you have to give this person the logic. You have to make an argument. For example, you tell them that I researched PhD students in Germany, and the range for payment for salary for a PhD student in Germany is between 1,900 euros and 2,500 euros per month gross. And I cannot accept any salary that is less than that. Otherwise, I will not be able to live in a decent way and bring my wife or my children to stay with me, and so on. So you have to learn how to make an argument. If you are presenting in a conference, I had, for example, in a conference, I was presenting the materials that I prepared, the new materials I introduced to the world. And one of the audience told me, I'm sorry, but this is not new. That's totally old. It's the same composition that was made in 2002. So I'm now standing in the conference and someone is challenging me and telling me that I didn't do anything new. So how can I answer this? You have to answer with an argument. So first I thanked him for his comment and I told him that's a very interesting point of view because the materials you're speaking about, although they have the same chemical composition, they have different crystal structure. And my addition to science that I prepared the same compound in a different crystal structure. Crystal structure is the building blocks of the atoms, how they connect together. So I made a new design of the atoms with the same material. So like this, I give an argument that I answer the person politely, but with an argument. I will not tell them, go away, you don't understand. No, don't speak like this. You have to be professional and answer always with an argument. Teamwork is number one and the last thing and the middle and everything. It's the alpha and omega. It's everything. If you cannot work in a team, you will suffer a lot. You have to know how to participate as a team member, and later you will also learn how to lead your team and start to have some management skills. When you get promoted in your work, you will have a PhD and then make a postdoc and start to apply for projects and manage some PhD students under you and then become a manager of a certain department in science and lead a whole group of scientists. The more you go further in your career, you have to learn management skills. Otherwise, you will be a horrible, horrible manager. You can be the best scientist in the world, but the worst manager ever. You can never succeed. And finally, that's the last slide. I'm just telling you, science and research is not everything in life. You have to have a work-life balance. Work-life balance is very important. Family is important. Friends are important. Those are the people that gives you energy to continue in your life. To be resilient like a tennis ball. It hits the ground and then bounce back. Life is like that. It will hit you hard. It will hit you very hard sometimes. But then, if you're resilient and you have good friends and good family, you will bounce back from the deep going down in order to go up and be again yourself. So be optimistic and be persistent. Don't give up. If you get a refusal for a PhD application or a position, don't get demotivated. I get refusals every day. If I want to get one position, I have to apply for 10 positions in order to get accepted in one of them. So do not get demotivated. That's part of the job description in science. The competition is very high. So then don't take it personal. But when you get refused, my advice to you, send an email and ask them why I was refused. If you know why you are refused, you can improve yourself. Yes, any question? So my advice to you, always try to get a feedback, but in a polite way. Ask them, dear sir or madam, thank you for your answer. I understand your decision. I will appreciate very much if you can tell me what are the criteria that led to your decision and how can I improve myself to meet your expectations. Maybe they will tell you something that you didn't tell them about it. They tell you you don't have the experience in inorganic chemistry. But then you can answer, tell them, actually, I have it. I have this and this and this experience in inorganic chemistry. You just didn't know about it. So maybe they will change their opinion. But this usually doesn't happen. What happens is that you learn from your application. Learn why you were accepted and learn why you were not accepted. But remember, life is not only about success in science. There is also success of being the best father or the best friend. So thank you very much, and I wish you all success. Any questions?
Thank you, Doctor, for the wonderful presentations. This is very insightful presentations on how we can be a successful researcher and how we can build our career after our study. So, dear audience, if you have any questions, maybe you can unmute yourself. We can make some interactions, and it can be also networking among us. So, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and you can ask directly. Hey, Doctor, as you were talking about the research skills and how we can be the good researcher.
Yes.
So my question is, how we can be a good mentor, how we can be a good supervisor, and what are the characteristics of a good mentor or supervisor?
So the word mentor is very broad. So a mentor in a PhD position or a postdoc position is different than a mentor in life. So I was speaking before about having a mentor in life, a life coach that tells you what to do and how to make good decisions in your life. The mentor in your PhD or the PhD supervisor is responsible first about knowing what are the skills required for the job. So if you would like to be a good supervisor, you have to define a very good job description for the person that will join you. Second, you need to choose the best team. When you have the best team, you will have the best results. So, for example, you want to make a computational method of simulation and programming in something, and you took someone that has absolutely no idea about programming. So you will suffer a lot. So first, very good job description that is equal and honest and doesn't discriminate between man and woman, between ethnic groups, between anything, just something that is equal and fair and with lots of information about what are the skills needed for the job. And then when you get the applicant, you have to have communication with the applicant. to first you have to have like any project. So being a good mentor is being a good project manager. We can speak about project management skills in a different meeting, but just to put it in a nutshell, any project has an initiation and planning, execution and control and monitoring, and then finishing and closing. You have to have a plan that you discuss with your PhD student, and the plan includes dates and deadlines. And you have a goal that you want to reach, and you divide the goal into some steps by certain, and just give some resilience and some tolerance that maybe he will not succeed in this goal. So what is our risk plan? So being a mentor, being a good manager is about communication. So I know some mentors that they never communicate with the PhD student. They leave the PhD student to do everything. They never help them, and it's actually a disaster. I was very, very lucky to have the best mentor ever during my PhD. I actually consider him my PhD father, not my PhD mentor. He was like a father to me. He helped me not only in science but also in life, and we are very good friends. So yeah, so being a good mentor is just being a good person, I guess.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
correct, Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
go
other?
ahead. If you have any question, go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah, you
Please.
can ask. Please go ahead.
Thank you for this presentation. And I asked for certificate. How can I get a certificate for this presentation?
Mohammed, I think that's a question for you.
About certificate.
Mohammed Zohr al-Islam, you can answer this question because you are the one responsible for the certificates.
Oh, based on the attendance form, we will give them the certificate, and upon your permissions, maybe we can also provide them the presentation slides.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you like my signature on the certificate? I can send you some electronic signature.
Thank you, boy.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And the attendance
Thank you.
form already is posted in the chat box, so please don't forget to fill up the attendance form, because your certification will be sent out to your registered email. So please fill up the attendance form. So is there any questions from, I think Sarah wanted to ask one question. So you can go ahead, Sarah.
Sorry, but
Thank you.
I cannot log to the message chat.
Ah, yeah, I have to apologize for this. Uh, Sometimes on Microsoft Teams, if you are not in my organization, you cannot use the chat. So please just feel free to unlock your mic and ask your question. So do
So
you have?
is there any questions from our participants? Okay, Doctor, there are some researchers, so maybe they're the very new researchers, so they don't know how to proceed with research. And at the same time, they are very shy to ask questions or ask for help.
Uh,
So what
uh,
is your suggestion
I am
for those?
always available. You can contact me. You have my telephone number and you have my WhatsApp and everything. Please organize with them a Zoom meeting or a one-on-one meeting that we can discuss and I can help them. I'm also volunteer in some other organization that I give mentorship in specific scientific topic. I will not be able to tell you what to do in the topics that I don't have experience with, but I can help you to take logical steps to make you think more logically and to ask the right question. But if you will need help, for example, in nuclear physics, I have no idea about nuclear physics. So if you need help with that, then I have to find a good mentor for you. So feel free to contact me anytime, and we can organize one-on-one or small group discussions and brainstorming. This is helpful. So when you have people around you, everyone is saying a new idea, then you can be courageous to say your idea.
Yeah, all right. So that's great. I hope that we can be connected among each other, and then we can learn more about our research techniques.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Doctor, we do the PhD or the research to get a faculty position. Maybe some other researchers may have different types of their visions and missions.
Ah, okay.
So, based on your opinion, what are the others field that researchers can um, build their career?
There are thousands ways. So the typical way of that you do your bachelor, you apply for a PhD position by finding a mentor and then convincing the mentor, and then the mentor can send you some money support. This is old. So now there are a thousand ways. First, you can work in academia to do your PhD, and then a postdoc, and then another postdoc, and then you become a research leader, and then a professor, and so on. This is one way, working in academia. The other way is that you just get your master and then move directly to industry. Use your knowledge in the bachelor and master in order to work in research and development in industry. For example, if you studied chemistry and your master degree was about batteries, why don't apply to work in Tesla in the US or in any other place? Go and apply for Tesla, and if you like research so much, you can also do research in industry. And there is the combination. You can work in a project like many projects I have done that is a technology transfer from academia to industry. So the new trend is that you cannot work in science alone and industry is working totally in a different field. You have to combine both experiences to let the knowledge from the university get transferred to the industry and vice versa. The know-how from industry and from the technology go to the university and help people to learn more. There is also, after you do your PhD and make a great invention, you can start your own company. You can become an entrepreneur like me. You can start your own company, start your idea, learn more about business and about management and about entrepreneurial skills. And this is also something that we will do soon in Egypt Scholars to help you with your entrepreneurial skills. What else? You can do whatever you would like to do. You can become a coach, 100% coach giving courses on YouTube and becoming a YouTuber. You can do anything you would like to do. Everything is possible, and there are thousands of ways. You can go to the website of a certain company and search for opportunities. You can move your career from science to something else. Some people, after they worked in science, they work in business development. So if you're working in a company that makes semiconductors, the one that is making business development and commercial jobs has to be a scientist. So you have a PhD, but you're working in something totally business. And believe me, the very logical step for a scientist later in the career is to become a manager. So sooner or later you will learn management, either you like it or not. And there are thousand ways. This is just what came to my mind right now. There is something
Yeah.
very important. Very, very important. how do I know that academia is better for me or industry? So some people think, okay, industry pays more, so I go to industry. And others think, no, academia gives me a prestige to become a professor, so I go to the prestige. Do not use this way to make your decision. Don't use the image or the blinded look at money to make your decisions. There are much better ways of deciding. And my advice to you, which way or which road will make you happy? You can be very rich in industry, but very miserable and have psychological problems because you are not suitable for industry. And the same in academia. You can be having a professor and prestigious, but all students hate you because you cannot teach. You have no teaching skills at all. So you have to look at what is suitable for me. And my advice to you, think about your character. Are you a person that is very curious about knowing information and digging into paper and reading a lot and staying all the night just to write a paper or to write a report because you like to discover something new? Or you're a person more about communication and about cooperating with others and discovering new ideas in life and communication and presentation and all these things. The first one is academia, definitely. You're curious all the time, you're studying all your life. But in industry, you're more tending towards human communication and interaction with people, managing people, being part of a team, being innovative, and so on. So decide which part is more suitable to your character. Yeah, that's all.
That's great. So, dear audience, if you have any questions regarding our presented topic, you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, you can go ahead, please.
The sound is a bit interrupted. We cannot hear you. Could you repeat, please?
Hello. Could you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor, for your nice presentation and a lot of information. But I want to ask about two questions. The first, you mentioned, and I know there are a lot of important skills to become successful researcher, like being humble, open criticism,
Yeah.
building social network, having a clear goals. But it's just a lot. Is there need to make focus on one is most important than others, or we should do the balance? And my second question, if I have already a novel idea as research, and I want to cooperate with industry, how I could to could to connect with them or make effort to fund my research, or how what is the suitable
Yeah.
ways to achieve that? Thank you.
That's very good questions, Haider. Uh, and I thank you very much for asking these questions. So the skills I showed in my presentation are soft skills. There are many other skills that are technical skills, critical thinking, how to think critically, how to think analytically. These are more specific skills that are very important for a researcher. We can have another meeting about it. And I cannot tell you which skill to concentrate on. So I believe that life is just a road of continuous learning. So just believe that you learn from your first baby steps until the last days of your life. So my advice is to be open-minded always to learn something new and to improve. and no one is perfect in anything. So there is always a possibility to become better and better and better. And about representing your ideas, if it's a business idea or something that is technological but will have an industrial application, my advice to you, the first thing to think about is who is your customer? If I do this, who is going to be my customer? And think about this customer and study your customer, study their needs. If your customer is someone sitting at home, you have to make a persona about this person. What are their psychological needs, their income, their demography, their everything, and make interviews. And if your customer is a certain company or a certain industrial producer, you have to contact them. You have to know what do they need, to research them, to see who are they partnering with. So make a conclusive understanding of your customer. And when you know your customer very well, you will make a wonderful project, a wonderful product. So first customer, then product, then use your presentation skills and partnering and negotiation skills to contact the people. Define who is responsible, who is in charge, and contact in a nice way and representative way. Make an image for yourself. Make a LinkedIn account that when someone looks at your account, they say, yes, this person is specialized in this field. Yeah, this person can represent himself very well, so he will represent my company. So make a brand for yourself and go for it. And if you would like, we can speak more about this because there are many skills to learn about going to entrepreneurial and to make a pitch for someone to fund your idea. That's we can speak about this after the meeting, inshallah.
Thank you.
أخ ناصر عمر Adam, brother Nasser. Would you like to ask a question, Mr. Nasser Omar Adam? I think just the hand is raised by mistake because or the mic is closed because we cannot hear you, Nasser. Okay, so I guess we exceeded the time for the meeting, and I have
Yeah,
another
we have only.
a few hours, so I need to prepare for it. So, how will be our cooperation for the next month? I suggest that we meet again next month and you define a topic for me, ask your audience, and see what is the best topic they would like to speak about. If I can speak about it, I will do it myself. If I can't, I will find someone that can do it for you.
Yeah, inshallah, doctor. I think Tawfiq can take note that we can do more events in the
Yes.
coming month.
Yeah, I suggest that we
So
have this meeting at the same time every month, that we meet once per month. But you define the topic for me. You define what do you need, what is useful for you, what is, and either something that is about skills or about certain technological topic. And of course, if it's specified and specialized in something that I don't have experience in, I will ask someone else to give the meeting, to give the presentation.
yeah, inshallah, doctor.
Inshallah.
So if we have no more questions, doctor, can we take on group photo?
Yes, please go ahead.
So Tawfiq, can you take photos from there?
Okay.
Okay, so dear participants, please switch on your camera and let's take on memorable photo.
Okay. And don't forget to smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't forget
Be
to
optimistic.
smile
Thank
to show
you.
your.
Be optimistic always. Optimism is a very good support for going on in life. Optimistic but realistic at the same time.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah.
Please switch on your camera So I'll be counting from 3 to 1, and Tawfiq, you can capture from there.
Okay, sure.
All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Please don't forget to smile.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Muhammad Zor al-Islam. And thank you, Tawfiq Zayud, for the idea of the cooperation. And he's the one behind the scenes that organized everything at the beginning and contacted Egypt scholars. Thank you, Dr. Tawfiq, for this. And I wish you all the success.
Most welcome, Doctor. And also, I would like to thank you and really thank you, Google Egypt Scholar, for all benefit give to the all student and all researcher. And I hope also from the audience also I really I advise the all audience to go also to see the YouTube. Maybe there is like many video, they will get more benefit and they will know more about also Egypt scholar. And
Yes.
also I would like again I want to thank you really, Dr. Mahmoud, and also I would like also to thank you behalf of the Egyptian Student Union in University Butra, Malaysia. Unfortunately, Dr. Noor, the president of the Egyptian Student Union at University Butra, Malaysia, not with us today because there is an urgent situation for her. But really, I thank you so much, Doctor.
I thank you for the
And also, we hope next month see you again, inshallah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just let me know what your audience asked for the next time.
Okay, sure.
Great. So have a good evening, everyone, I guess, in
Right.
Malaysia. Have good evening and see you next month.
Okay. Thank you.
Salam
Thank you,
alaikum.
Doctor,
Doctor.
everyone for joining us, and
Bye-bye.
we will send out the attendance of, based on the attendance, your certificate. So don't worry. Tawfiq will send you the certificate of participation.
Yeah.
And I apologize for any flaws and technical issues. So stay with us. Please join our next events. So till then, stay safe, stay well.
Yes, I will send you the file for the attendance after the meeting
Yeah, all right, doctor.
with the names of everyone. Okay, take care. Bye. Salam alaikum.
Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.